Welcome you. Welcome to our perspective. Here's the breaking news from America. Yes, former magazine columnist E. Jean Carroll took the stand Wednesday in her battery and defamation lawsuits against Donald Trump, testifying in chilling detail about the alleged sexual assault by the former president in a New York City department store. I am here because Donald Trump raped me, and when I wrote about it, he said it did not happen. Carroll testified. He lied and shattered my reputation, and I am here to try to get my life back. Carroll is suing Trump for battery and defamation, alleging that he raped her in a Bergdorf Goodman dressing room in the spring in 1996 and then defamed her years later when she went public with the allegation. Trump has repeatedly denied her allegation. On the stand, Carroll recalled being delighted to be shopping with Trump, thinking it had to be a great story to tell friends. Well, it was such a funny New York scene, Carroll said. She thought at the time I love to give advice, and here was Donald Trump asking me for advice about buying a present. She was not at all fearful of Trump, who was friendly and very funny. I was absolutely enchanted. I could only think of it as a since that is such a great story, Carroll said. The tone of their conversation was very joking and light as they moved through the store. Carroll was too focused on Trump to notice anyone else once they took the escalator from the first floor. She testified, I was not looking, I was watching him and watching that I did not fall when the escalator hit the top. Carroll recalled she was probably flirting with Trump with the whole time before the alleged assault, not thinking it was intimate or serious. When the two made their way to the lingerie department, Carroll said the comedy was escalating, but it never occurred to her that Trump might try to rape her. Zeroing in on a sheer grey bodysuit, Trump told Carroll to tie it on. She said she jokingly told him he should tie it on instead. Carroll had no intention to try on the lingerie, she testified Wednesday, but followed Trump's gesture into the dressing room, thinking the moment could be a funny Saturday Night Live sketch. I did not picture anything about what was about to happen, she said Wednesday. That open door was plagued me for years because I just walked into it, walked in. Carroll recounted how Trump allegedly shoved her against the wall despite her struggles and eventually inserted his fingers and then his penis inside her. She recalled the pain she felt in the back of her head on her vagina. Growing emotional on the stand, Carroll took a long pause as her attorney asked what she did after Trump allegedly forced himself inside her. When you ask me what I did in that moment, Carroll said, stuttering through tears, I always think of why I walked in there to get myself in that situation, but I am proud to say I did get out. I got my knee up and pushed him back. Carroll said Trump's alleged assault only lasted a few minutes and that her adrenaline did not give her time to be afraid. This is going to sound strange. I was almost too frightened to think if I was afraid or not. I was stamping my feet, she said. My whole reason for being alive in that moment was to get out of that room. It was very stupid, Carroll said on the stand, choking up. It changed. I know people have been through a lot worse than this, but it left me unable to ever have a romantic life again. Carroll recalled lingering pain and that it took her a while to calm down that night. Though acknowledged she did not seek medical attention, I was extremely rattled. I did not know who I was. I could not believe that it happened. I could not believe that it happened to me, she said. Carroll testified that she called her friend Lisa Brinback when she left the store because Brinback, she said, was the funniest woman she knew. If Lisa thought it was funny, then it was not a bad thing and I did not completely do a stupid thing, Carroll recalled, thinking I had not processed it. I had not processed what was going on. Brinback told Carroll, who was laughing on the phone, that it was not funny, that Carroll was raped and should report the assault to the police, Carroll testified. Carroll testified that they eventually agreed never to talk about it again and that she felt ashamed of what she alleged happened with Trump because I was flirting with him and laughing, having one of the great times, and it was high comedy, it was funny, and then to have to turn into that, Carroll said. The next day at the studio where her TV show was filmed, at the time Carroll recalled seeing another friend, Carol Martin, in whom she later confided, agreeing that they could not speak plainly at work, Carol told Martin about the incident with Tom later that night at Martin's home. BNS report for Sak TV.